Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. And because you see it, you know what this is. This is going to be my review for Our Kind of People, a new show that is on Fox. Listen, I like to watch the credits roll through, and I think I saw where Tasha Smith is one of the executive producers. Now, y'all know Tasha Smith. She famous for Why Did I Get Married? I think Why Did I Get Married To? I believe that's Tasha Smith. She playing a lot of what's his name? Lord, what's his name? He pop out a movie every 2 minutes. You know, he black royalty. Yeah, in Hollywood Excellence. Ooh, I almost called his name. It'll come to me. Tyler Parker. Tyler Perry, child. Tyler Perry, child. She good for a Tyler Perry movie. And she got a twin sister. And she was super duper 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 close to Michael Kenneth Williams, who just recently passed away. Yeah, but I believe that's Angela. That's the Tasha Smith that I'm thinking of. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't look into it, but when I saw it, I was like, okay, it's gonna be good, right? Listen, off the rip, I was so excited. Like off the rip. I mean, from the moment the show started, like the trailer was good, but from the moment the show started, my heart just started boom, 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 boom. I was getting that same feeling I got from the first season of Queen Sugar from Underground, right? Just far as the eye can see, nothing but melanin, 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 just pop, 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 popping. Oh my gosh. Not just light-skinned people everywhere. No. I'm talking about light, dark, cashew, chestnut, hazelnut, milky, a dark. Huh? Because they ain't had not damn piece of Lance Gross's darkness on here. Okay? They not lightening him up none at all. And Morris Chestnut. Boy, that side view. Ooh, with that beard. Oh my. So you're going to love it just for that reason alone. Visually, the texture, the many hues of blackness that we all are familiar with, right? Not this one note of blackness that we get pushed on us all the time, but just like a cornucopia, a melting pot of delicious melanation. I was like, you got to take it down a notch, sister. Okay, you got to take it down a notch, right? You steamy all up in this area, up in here. Okay, take it down a notch, huh? Cool your panties. Listen, this is season 1, episode 1, and this episode is called Reparations, okay? Now, let me tell you, I made a couple of predictions when the show first opened up. I knew about 3 scenes in what we was looking at. I knew it. But that does not take away from the fact that this is, so far, it appears to be a very well-written show to me. Now, you guys know I operate under a high level of discernment. So, your girl already kind of knew what was going on. Also, all of our favorite people are in here. Debbie Morgan, I believe that's her name. Yeah, Debbie Morgan. Okay, so listen, let's just get started into it. Okay, first and foremost, this show is centered around our main character, Angela Vaughn. Angela Vaughn is played by Yaya DaCosta. Yaya DaCosta was, I think she was a winner on America's Next Top Model, and she has just blossomed out from there. She was already a lot of different things when she was on America's Next Top Model, outside of being just an absolutely beautiful face. She just was just a deeply rich character always. And so she's acted in a couple of things, a few things out there. So this isn't her first time acting. And her stint on America's Next Top Model was 8 years ago, maybe, give or take a couple of years. Okay. And she is accompanied by her daughter. Now I was thrown off because I thought this was her little sister. That's exactly how good Yaya DaCosta looked. Okay, good. Nikki Vaughn is her daughter, and she's played by Alana Bright. I thought that was her little sister. Okay, and then she got her aunt. Her aunt is Aunt Piggy, but her name is Patricia Williams, and she's played by Debbie Morgan. So the show opens with them driving down this coastal area in this area called the Bluffs. Now, the Bluffs is the black elite. It's kind of like what Martha's Vineyards is to the Caucasians, right? So they riding along, they getting on the beach. Her daughter has never been on the beach, Nikki. And they're from Boston, right? Her mom has passed away, and her mom left her a piece of property there at the Bluffs. Okay? And so her mom was a hairdresser, but she was also a maid, a housekeeper there on the Dupont campus, right? But we're going to talk about the Duponts. And she was a hairdresser. And she made her own hair care products, right? She taught her daughter Angela all of the recipes for her hair care products, mainly her conditioner. Her mom's name was Eve, okay? And so Angela's goal is to blend into society there, and because it's the elite of the most elite black people, and she does black hair, she feels like she can build a black hair care empire off of what her mom left her, which was an opportunity and a piece of property. Okay, so they live at this piece of property, and they also have the hair studio there at the piece of property, right? And it's called Eve's Crowns. That is very, very nice. Very, very nice, right? It's a really good story. Like, I like the way this story is written so far. Okay, now then we also get to meet the Franklin / Duponts, right? Okay, and we get to meet the mom, Leah Franklin Dupont. See, she comes from money, and her husband Raymond Dupont, he comes from money, right? And really, the Bluffs is where the black elite go, but her family, Leah, the Franklins, hail from Boston. Ding, 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 ding. Come on now. You can go with me now. Come on. It's so good. Okay, so, and his family, the Duponts, they actually live there. You know, this is where he from, the Bluffs. He grew up in the Bluffs, right? And so they got 2 children. The children's name is Quincy Dupont, which is the son. I'm pretty sure he's gay. I could be wrong. But then I didn't see the daughter coming either. And what made me think he was gay is just one, he know seasons. He know clothing styles and the season they came out in. I was like, oh, that's a major, major, major red flag. If you gay and you in the closet and you don't want anybody to know, don't speak on anybody's fashions, because the minute you do, they're gonna be like, sir. Okay. They got a daughter. Their daughter's name is Lauren Dupont. She's a little snotty, which is to be expected. Morris Chestnut plays Raymond Dupont, and then Nadine Ellis is the one who plays Leah Franklin Dupont, the wife. Now you got Big Daddy, who is Teddy Franklin, played by Joe Morton. Okay, that's Leah's daddy. And he is CEO over Franklin Holdings. They're also building a huge stadium that's going to be the Franklin Stadium. They got money on top of money too, except her daddy go about things in a real underhanded way. He kind of like JR. Ooh, I said it. I said it. I said it. He kind of like JR for my Dallas people out there. You know who I'm talking about, okay? Then you got Lance Gross, who plays Tyreek Chapman, right? Okay, his daddy used to work for a man, and that man sent Tyreek to boarding school. And when he came out of boarding school, summa cum laude, okay, he built his own construction company. Okay, fine. You hear what I tell you? Fine. I'm talking about fine. Ooh. And then you got Raven Goodwin, who plays Josephine. And Josephine is kind of like, she kind of like, let me see, what will her character be? Josephine is kind of like, she's a little bit like the she owe money too, but don't nobody mess with her. So her people must be old money. That, or she hold everybody's secrets, because she seemed like she could be like a little bit of a gospel. But if you need something, she the one you go see, right? She's a woman that knows how to get things for you, right? She is at all the parties. Don't nobody cross her. Don't nobody seem like they have one cross word to say to her. So she wields her own certain amount of power, and she is a BBW, right? Big beautiful black woman. Okay, gorgeous, honey, gorgeous. I'm telling you, and the textures, the fabric. Oh, okay, so. It's Nikki's first time on the beach. They've got Mama Eve's ashes in a wooden box, and they just waiting for the right moment and the right time, the right place to spread her ashes. Right now, Mama Eve was Aunt Peggy's little sister, so Aunt Peggy's the older sister. Right? They all live together in this beautiful building that her mom left, and downstairs again is the salon. Right? Now we can tell off the rip that Nikki, Angela's daughter, has had some issues. She ain't a bad child, but her mama put her in a school full of white folks, and it wasn't nobody there that looked like her, nobody there that dressed like her, wore their hair like her, and she ended up acting out, smoking a little pot, getting into a couple of fights, and she'd been suspended. So this was the perfect time for her to just pick everything up out of Boston after her mom died, fresh start, and move down and be in this property and build something in this very, very wealthy place, right? But first she got to warm up to the Duponts. Now, she had already finagled her way to the party, the first party of the episode, right? This is Dupont's party, right? Now, they done flew in on a jet. The daughter loves to take selfies. The mama's kind of uppity. We also have Raymond's mama, Olivia Dupont, okay? And she a real piece of work. It don't seem like Raymond is the same way, but I digress. So the Duponts are having a beautiful party. Now Leah got two issues. She got one issue with her daddy that she battling with, because she's trying to do right by black people. She's trying to be a upstanding black person. But her daddy shady. Her daddy, he one of them people that if you don't move, he'll burn your house down. You know what I'm saying? To get you out of there. That's her daddy, right? This how he done accumulated everything. And she trying to do stuff on the up and up, and every time she try to do something on the up and up, he come in and muck it up with his bribery and all this other stuff, child. He's a mess. Now, she also got a problem with Olivia Dupont, which is her husband's mama. Because her husband's mama is old money, okay? They come from a time where they buried secrets, okay? I'm talking about they buried secrets. All right, you get what I'm telling you? Meaning, if you the gardener and you was looking through the window when they kill somebody, you next. Okay, they buries the secrets. Okay. So they get off their private jet, child. They got money. They got beautiful things. He seems like he's in love with his entire family. Raymond does. Morris Chestnut. But she's got anxiety because his mama is, you know what I'm saying, she come out her mouth sideways to her. And she wrestling with her daddy on this other end with on the business side. She trying to make a place for her own self and be respected, right? By old money. Okay. So Angela done got invited to their party. The first party of the summer, right? It's a gorgeous party. Around a pool, child. They got, listen, everybody's black, okay? The police officer, the servants, oh my gosh. The staff, everybody is black. Everybody. This whole episode, not one Caucasoid. It was glorious. It was glorious. I felt like I was at home with my people. It was like being in Wakanda. Oh, it was like being in Wakanda. Not gonna lie, right? Because it wasn't no white people. No white people. It was so great. Everybody, the gardener, everybody was black. I was like, man, dare I dream? Dare I dream? Ooh, that would be so lovely. Oh my gosh. Anyway, y'all put it down below. What would you do in a world just full of melanation? Anyway, so she goes to the party, and it's a perfectly lovely party. You know, the kids mingle. So Nikki done went to the bar, and she ordered a club soda, child. You don't want no poison water. Everybody know club soda ain't nothing but poison water. Old bitter poison water. Quincy's sitting there. He on his phone. He was like, put a vodka in it for her. And she was like, oh, no, you don't have to do that. He was like, already done. Then sister come over. Lauren, she come over and butt in between the two of them. Now, you know, they look like they had kind of had eyes for each other. And then this other chick come over, Taylor. Now, Taylor was giving me stud vibes. She was giving me stud vibes. So I did call Taylor too, right? We still don't know about Quincy. I just got my suspicions about Quincy. But Lauren want them to all go down by the rocks or whatever, down on the beach and take some photos, child. But she's snubbing Nikki like Nikki not there. And Nikki kind of got with her on it a little bit, you know, and Taylor and Quincy laughed about it. So I was like, oh, okay. So I see now that Nikki and Lauren gonna kind of be rivals. All right. We also see where Angela walks up to Raymond and Leah Dupont, Leah Franklin Dupont, and Raymond Dupont introduces herself, and she makes quite a splash with Raymond. Now, he's not looking at her inappropriately, but he's looking at her like quite impressive, because he was like, where did I know your name from? Evidently, they've got like this young business leadership program or scholarship or grant or something that he's in charge of, and she applied for it. And so she is trying to say, you know, hey, I've got this great business idea. I've got this great business plan. I've already got my business. I just want, you know, some backing in order to, you know, build my legacy, right? And Leah looks like she's cool with her, but then she snubs her. When she goes to give Leah a check, she was like, I know this is for the Women's Foundation, and I want to do my own contribution. And she gave her a check. The check was for like $165, $150, something like that. And Leah looked at it and was like, there's a box in the front for donations. Ooh, the snubbery. Meanwhile, she walking around the pool, and Tariq is giving her looks. Tyreek Chapman is giving her looks. I'm talking about he looking good. And she twists her ankle, and broke the heel. I felt so bad for her. I was like, girl, you got to go. You cannot be walking around in here barefoot, even though her dress, gorgeous printed dress, cut all the way down the center, gray divide in the center, and then that Flow of beautiful printed fabric. And Aunt Piggy, baby, when I tell you Aunt Piggy was casket sharp, baby. When I tell you she was sharp as a scalpel, baby, that hat and that thing, I was like, oh, I got to do that. I got to do that. I got to pull this look off at least one time. Okay, she had a scarf tied on her head, and then she had a hat sitting on top. Baby, when I tell you she looked like Midwestern royalty. Ooh, she was giving me Foxy Brown. I was like, gorgeous. I didn't see nothing on here that I didn't think was absolutely beautiful. Clothing wise, set wise, everything was just gorge. Okay, so she twisted the heel. Oh, and he was like, let me help you. And then he got down and took both of her shoes off. I was like, why y'all doing me like this, Fox? Why y'all doing me like this? Please don't make me fall in love with this show only to snatch it away from me. Don't do that. Do not do that. Please don't do that. I'm begging y'all. Please see this show through. Give me at least 2 seasons. Please. Okay. And he was like, let me help you. And she was like, oh. So later on, when her and Aunt Piggy and Nikki at home, they talking about, 1, how Leah snubbed her, but 2, about this dude. You know what I'm saying? He was looking good. You need to get out here and get you some. Okay, we do get to meet Josephine for the first time, and this is where we kind of learned that she's like a woman about town, right? She's like the gossip. She knows everybody, and she know how to get things done. She got pull, right? She got people everywhere. Like, and she not just uppity. She got street sense too, right? Okay. So, like I said, the Franklins have this inter-family animosity. There's a lot of turmoil and, of course, secrets in the Franklin family and the Dupont family, right? So she's pissed off at her dad because of the way her dad is doing things, and he is, pontificating about how things get done around there. You know what I'm saying? How you really make things happen, how you really build legacy, and how everything is in place. He done built this table with a slant, so everybody got to look down to the head, of the, or up at the head of the table at him. All eyes lead to him, right? She's just like, Dad, I don't understand. Now, her husband in the boardroom with him, and when her daddy went to hug her, and she said, get your hands off of me, everybody got up and scattered, including her husband. This is why I think Leah's going to be the villain, and her husband, Franklin, is going to be the good guy in this situation. Now, he also, I just think it's a lot going on in that family that he's not aware of, because he appears to be on the up and up. Just episode 1, but he wants his son to join the male club. Now, so they got 2 clubs, and it's like the Eastern Stars and the Masonics, right? Except the female club is called the Gracities, and I forget what the male club is called, but we're going to call them the Black Kings and the Black Queens. Now, he want his son to sit in on initiation ceremony for the Black Kings so he can know how it's done. Now, his daddy is Legacy. Dupont Legacy. So his daddy's daddy was a Black King. And so he's expected to be a Black King too. Even though he's got his reservations about it for whatever reason. I personally think it might be because he's gay. But it could be that he just don't want to do that. Maybe he want to be a fashion designer, a straight fashion designer. You know what I'm saying? And do that instead of business. I don't know. But it's the reason why he don't want to be a part of the group. But he seems to be very well rounded with his children. He seems to be very engaged with his children, except, on this one issue, this is what he wants his son to do. And his son does it reluctantly. And it's like a old, they have like a little chant and they give you a sash and you kneel. That kind of bull crap. That ain't for me. I'm a GDI, which is a gosh darn individual. And you know what I mean by gosh darn. Okay. I don't do that. I don't do that pledging, allegiance. I don't do ritualistic. I don't do all that. Your girl don't do it. Just don't do it. I don't even do line dancing. I don't do organized. You know, y'all ain't finna get us all to move in one same. No, I don't do all that. Okay. Let's see here. So, Teddy Franklin, Leah's daddy, is like the head over the Black Kings. And Olivia Dupont, Raymond's mama, is over the Black Queens, right? She passing the reign down to Leah. Now, Leah's mama was somebody too. Leah's mama, I think her name was Peggy Franklin. She was well renowned around there, but she going on to be with the Lord, right? So, this is what I meant to tell y'all, is that Angela never knew her father. Her aunt Peggy don't know her daddy either. The one time she did see her daddy, it was him walking away. And then he ended up outside in the rain, and she was calling after him. His watch fell off his arm. She picked it up. She was a little girl standing in the rain, and she saw that he had another little girl in the back of the car. Now, we don't find this out until at the end of the show, but she don't know her daddy, okay? But when all this stuff was going on with Leah in the boardroom with her daddy, when she was arguing with him about how he was moving, okay, he mentioned that they was from Boston, and it was at that moment I was like, that's her daddy. That's her daddy, and Leah is her sister. I knew it. They both from Boston. I knew that something was going on with that, right? And the way Leah was looking down on her, I had a sneaky suspicion she was going to have to eat every piece of that, right? So that's supposed to be the catch, is that Angela don't know her daddy. Now, she will at the end of this episode, so let's just keep moving. Okay, so Leah is supposed to take over for the Black Queens. And so her first order of business is the mama-daughter beauty show that they're going to have, hair show that they're going to have. And so, Angela, she already had Josephine initiate her to be one of the Black Queens. And so they was kind of looking down on it. And then Olivia Dupont was like, we don't know you, Angela. You not from around here. She was like, my mom used to vacation here in the summers. And now that she's gone, you know, I'm just trying to carry on this tradition and just be a part of the community. Now, the daughter is looking crazy, Nikki, because she feel like her mama is kind of thirsty a little bit, because all she want is to be a part of this society. Her mom was a part of it. Her mom used to talk about it. Her mom she got something to prove, right? But see, Nikki, like Angela, after the big summer party had been invited to two separate parties. Tariq Chapman invited Angela to one of his house parties, baby, and it was everything. Ooh, that land's gross, I tell you what. Anywho, well, and Nikki had been invited to a yacht party by Quincy and Taylor, right? Lauren could care less. So they went to these separate parties on their own, right? Well, Tariq Chapman, Lance Gross' character, sent Angela some beautiful, beautiful shoes. They look like Ferragamos or Louboutins, something like that. So when she showed up at the party in that beautiful dress, and he looked down and saw the leopard skin pumps, he was like, she said, I can buy my own shoes. Thank you very much. He said, well, at least let me get you a drink. She was like, okay. Later on, they on the balcony, and he telling a story about his daddy and going to school and owning his own construction company, and yada, 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 yada. He seemed like he a good guy, too. And she is so smitten with, first of all that chocolate. I mean, it looked like you could throw a penny and it would just puddle up on his skin and fall and sink deeply into it. You know what I mean? Like, ooh, girl, they kiss. Now, listen. Angela's beautiful paper sack brown skin and his real dark skin together. And when they went to kiss, I was like, ooh, you better do it. Grab it, girl. Wrap your legs around it. Ride it. That was back when I wasn't saved. Okay, but I'm saved now. It was a lovely, lovely kiss. But baby, I was like, oh, choke him lightly. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. Okay, so I digress. But that didn't last long because Nikki over there on the boat now. You know, they drinking. They full on drinking. They having a good time. It's party, party, party everywhere. They on the boat. They young. Okay, they got good knees. All right, and little bodies. They can eat as much acid as they want, drink as much as they want, and all they got to do is upchuck and keep moving, child. Okay, so they having a good time. We see from the jump, when Taylor sees Nikki, she hugs her and she drops something in a bag. At the time, we didn't know what it was. Then we see where Taylor goes over to a picture of the Duponts, Mama Dupont, Daddy Dupont, and the two little baby Duponts in a picture. And she writes in red lipstick, lies. Okay, and then we hear Lauren screaming, help me! Someone call it Taylor! Taylor! Taylor done flipped herself off the doggone yacht. Okay, flipped her behind off the doggone yacht, right? The police have been called. Nikki don't know what to do now. She done had some wild times down there in Boston with them white folks, but it ain't nothing compared to this, what we doing right here. So she called her mama. She scared, and her mama picked up the phone mid-kiss. Okay, mid-kiss. I was like, girl, them kids, well, when I tell you them kids, them kids will muck something up. Okay, you know what I mean. Anyway, so she get around them, and the policemen are there. The policemen are black. Ooh, and the Duponts are already there, and they're trying to talk it through and everything. And they need to, you know, evidently they was able to retrieve Taylor from the water. You know, she probably gonna be in a facility for a little while. You know, when you try to do things like that and you got money, they put you away for a little bit so you can get your mind right. And so Angela find out that the last person to see, well, they all find out collectively that Lauren's the last person to see Taylor. And when the moment that Nikki says she was with Taylor, Taylor was with Lauren loses it. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She was drunk. And Angela was like, you've been drinking? When she got her home, she was like, because they was going to take take Nikki in and Lauren in for questioning, right? But the Duponts put a stop to it. And when Angela saw that the Duponts put a stop to them taking their daughter in for questioning, she put a stop to them taking Nikki too. I was like, you best to work, girl. You best to do it. Okay. And so when she got her home, they had a terrible fight. What were you, smoking pot too? You back to smoking pot again? I can't believe you were drinking. It was just a little Patron, Mom. Don't lose it. But when she accused her of that marijuana, she got offended. You know, when your children get offended and indignant, that's when they go to slinging their own snares, slings and arrows, right? And so she told her mama she was thirsty, doing all that lying to be there. And really, you got a little sassy, Nikki. You got a little sassy. Now, your mama was supposed to give you a quick pop in the lip, okay? But she maintained control of herself, and I'm proud of her for that. Because y'all young kids, y'all be getting real slick at the mouth. Y'all ain't got enough fear in y'all heart, really. But I digress. So fast forward. We at the Black Queens function. Angela want to raise her hand and say, I will be in charge of hair and planning everything, you know, helping plan. Because one, she's been nominated. Two, she wants to prove herself because she's got a few weeks before she is actually voted in. So they're going to be watching her all this whole time. So she's got to show herself, show and prove, right? So she's quick to volunteer, and Leah was like, no, why don't you bring snacks? And so Angela was like, oh, okay, I'm on snack duty. Oh, okay. So Angela's gonna go with it. The day of the function, the hairstylist didn't show up. So Angela, unbeknownst to Leah, did everybody's hair. It was gorgeous. which is why you see I got me a little nasty piece of coif sitting up top here. Okay. Natural hair, get into it. Okay, you got a little something right there, but I ain't gonna pick with it because the whole thing might fall apart, but I digress. Anywho, baby, when I tell y'all that fashion show was everything. It was a mother-daughter fashion show. Okay. Angela's hair was beautiful. She did a beautiful job on Leah's hair. She made all the wigs. Okay. I mean, a beautiful job on Nikki's hair. She did a beautiful job on Josephine's hair. She did all the ladies' hair and their daughters' hair for the show. And it was gorgeous. It was lots of pieces, lots of homemade units, lots of natural hair and coifting and pinning and just sculpture. It was just absolutely gorgeous. If you don't even play the sound when you watch this show, the visuals alone will be entertainment enough. I promise you. I promise you. And that mother-daughter fashion show, baby, it was good. Now, before Leah went back there and found out that Angela was doing hair back there, when she saw everybody coming out of there looking gorgeous and textured, she had just talked to Olivia Dupont and discovered that Olivia Dupont was like, that Angela, she's a what did she call her? Detractor? A distractor? Anyway, she was making it seem like she gonna be trouble. I've dug up some stuff on her. She made it seem like her mom was here, and she was one of us, and she was a maid. And she said, and I dug up some other stuff on her too. Now, if you really want to be about this life, you got to know we don't let nobody else come in, okay? And we do whatever we can to keep it as elite and as pure as possible. That's the whitest thing I ever did here, right? Again, Leah is saying deep down inside she don't want this. Deep down inside she wants to build up black people and black communities, black women and black men and that type of thing. But Olivia is saying, girl, you can do that all you want to. I'm telling you, when you got an interloper, when you got people coming in trying to sully up the purity of your good name, by any means necessary, they must go. By any means necessary, they must go. So she gives her the little dossier of shame on Angela and her mama Eve and tells her to handle it. If you really want to be about this life, you'll take care of this Angela girl. So she goes back and gets her hair done, and it's gorgeous. It's this beautiful auburn red natural afro, but it was kind of pulled off to one side a little bigger, and the other side of the afro was sharp, and it was kind of pushed forward, so it kind of framed her face. Gorgeous. I was like, man, I got to give me some of this hair. I mean, I'm charged up. I am charged up by the melanated beauty, but I digress. So the fashion show goes off without a hitch. Everybody just loves it. It's a beautiful, beautiful moment for Angela, right? Everybody's kudos and clapping and celebrating. And in the back, Nikki done walked up on Lauren. Now, Lauren didn't walk down the aisle with her mama, and they look gorgeous. But now she in the back, and she is... And Nikki's like, you okay? She was like, don't touch me. She was like, I'm just checking on you to make sure you all right. Now, she done found while she was in her bedroom, the phone that Taylor put in her purse. And she done seen the video of Lauren and Taylor kissing. They a couple, okay? Now, I suspect Quincy of being gay, but I see now from the video that Lauren is at least bisexual, okay? She probably gay. Right? You know, sometimes girls like to play around when they're young, okay? And then later on they get married and have children. And some of them be gay. You know what I'm saying? Be this their lifestyle. Like they don't want no man. They don't want no man near them. So I wasn't sure, But I think when Nikki talked to her about it, and she was like, "Look, I just saw here on the video that Nikki must have slipped it in. Taylor must have slipped it in my purse." And she saw, and Lauren was like, "What? Where did you get that? How do you know? You don't know anything." She's like, "It's okay. I got stuff about me too that my parents don't understand, and I don't want them to know. Nobody knows about secrets. But like me, I got my own secrets." Now I think she talking about the pot and the drinking and the fighting and stuff at school, or maybe she might be gay too. I don't know. Okay, but she trying to empathize. Taylor is snatching away and being all dramatic. You don't understand what it's like to be here. You don't know the expectations that they have for me. You don't know anything. Oh, God. And she backs off, and her mom comes over. Leah comes over, and she's like, "What's going on?" "She's threatening me." Talking about Nikki. I was like, somebody need to shake this heifer. Look, girl, you a liar. You a lie. You're living a lie, and you're a lie. Okay. And Nikki's like, I never, and Angela walked up, and she was like, "Hold on a minute." Instead of her making it about the two girls, you don't talk to my child like that. My child would never do that. Nikki, tell me what happened, what went on. No, it's just like the two daughters don't matter no more. They push to the back, and it's sister to sister, huh? Mama to mama, right? And she was like, you don't. And this Angela, it was a little self-involved. Ever since I came here, you have been giving me a hard time. You just can't be happy for me. I shine brightly tonight when I did everyone's hair, and you just can't stand that I didn't end up doing snacks. And child, Leah done went and told it, child. Leah said, "Look, your mama wasn't no doggone summer vacation is here. She was a maid." And so Angela was cool with that. She was like, "Yeah, and you can't shame me about my past. You know, I just wanted to come in here with the clean slate and do things on my own merit, right?" And she said, "Yeah, not only that, but she was a criminal." And then at this point, Angela's eyes started to well up, baby. All of that she was trying to give, because she was having this big successful, and she knocked that hair thing out of the park. That crumbled a little bit, and she got a chance to eat a little crow and be humiliated. It was a hard moment. It was a harsh moment, but it was necessary, because it was in this moment that she really, really realized that you can't play their game as nasty as they play it. You got to play chess, baby. That's what you got to do. Okay? You ain't gonna be able to catfight your way out of this. You ain't gonna be able to lie your way out of this. These people got too much money. And she said your mama was locked up in the county jail for selling drugs out of her salon. And she gave her a photo of her mama's mug shot, child. Ooh wee. Oh, that face was cracked, and them tears just was falling. She looked so beautiful. Later on that night, child, Josephine done came in with all the boxes from the police department, all of the paperwork, everything. Okay, including the VHS tape. You know, they got to get the records back by in the morning, but for the nighttime, they can go through all the paperwork. She gets the VHS tape, and that's the tape from the police station, right? And put the tape in from the police station. Now, it's one thing for you to have a VHS tape, but for you to still have a VCR, okay, girl. Anyway, she put it in, and she played it. And it's her daddy with the back turned. And her mama is sitting down in the interrogation room, and she's saying, "You've got to tell the truth, Teddy. You know I wasn't selling drugs." And he was like, "Just calm down." And he goes up to the camera and turns it off. And when he goes to turn it off, you can see that watch. It's the same watch that he dropped that night that he came to pay her mama off. Instead of being your daddy and coming to pick Angela up and being her daddy, he came to give her mama money to go on with the baby. Well, he dropped the watch that night. That was the same watch that she picked up as a little girl and still got to this day. She say, "Teddy Franklin is my daddy." I say, "He surely is," which means Leah is your sister. Okay, so she get up and get dressed in a beautiful blue outfit. Baby, when I tell you that was the prettiest blue, I need to go in my nail collection and see if I can find that blue. That satiny blue, that satiny shimmery blue. Ooh, she looks so beautiful. So she goes over to Leah's house and to collect her wig. And Leah brings the wig out in a beautiful box, and they sitting opposite each other in these chairs. And she got her leg crossed, baby, and she got her game face on because she knows something that Leah don't doggone know. Now, Leah done already been down there to blackmail her daddy. She had her daddy meet her at the boardroom after she done cussed out Angela and drug Angela and told him how bad she felt about what she had to do to Angela, and she realized that she don't want to be that way anymore, and it starts with him. She got all this paperwork or all this illegal stuff he done did, and she hate to turn it over to the U.S. government. Now, sis, you know we don't do that. Not to family. We don't do that now. Come on now, you make yourself look bad. He laughed. He holler and laughed because she said, you going to step down. He broke out and laughed. I said, and that should have sent chills up your spine. She said, wait, it gets better and you going to retire. He laughed even harder. And she said, I had the table legs evened out. She said, I sit at the head of this table. You're going to retire and I'm going to take over. I'm going to turn you into the law. And he said, you know what? You so in over your head. You have no idea. Okay, but for tonight, let's call you a winner. And he walked on off laughing. I said, girl, that ought to put chills up your spine. It really should. She said, you don't respect me. He said, I love you, but respect is earned. Okay, but you gonna learn. you gonna learn, sis. So now she's sitting across from Angela. And Angela got all the confidence. She said, I know you felt like you did. She said, well, I'm surprised you wanted to come pick up your wig yourself. Like saying, especially since I embarrassed you. She said, yeah, I put a lot of money into that. I wouldn't leave it. And she said, you really thought you did something today when you tried to embarrass me and humiliate me in front of everyone. And she was like, you know, Leah was just sitting there smiling like, that's case sarah. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, sis. And she told her, she said, listen, I see you got some ashy ends, some dry edges. I'm down there at Eve's Crown, she said. You know the building? Yeah, my family used to own the building. She said, well, now I own it. Come see about me. Come by there and see about me. Okay? And let me take care of them ashy ends. Baby, then she got home, she got that wig, baby, and she dug some of Leah's actual hair follicles out of that wig and put it in the bag, and you know you best cool believe she gonna run and test it. That's season 1. That's episode 1. Reparations, you guys. Our kind of people. It's gonna be good. Hoo-wee! Did you watch it? Did you see it? Put it down below. Let's talk about it. And until next time, honeybees. I holla.